Well, the woodshed's coming along. I haven't made a video about it for a while, but we're starting to put on boards on this end. As you can see, that end over there is pretty much done. We only need two 6-inch boards back there, and we've got them in the pile over here that we're going to put on today. That side's going to be done. We got all the purlings up all the way around, even though for some funny reason it looks like they're not even from one end to the other. It's going to look good when it's complete. Like I said, we're going to have like a dental work coming down from the top of the offcuts of this and across the front too. How many people do you know have a woodshed almost completely made of cedar? You just don't see that very often. Cedar posts, cedar purlings for the most part. The only part that's mostly pine is the very top, way up there. Far enough away from termites, I don't think we have to worry about them. And I sprayed it down just in case anything else tries to chew on it. But anyway, I'll show you more when we get more. Okay, we're going to try this again. Look how beautiful those purlings look going across there. Ain't that nice? Yeah. I tried to blame it on Randy, and Randy blamed it on me, but the way we did this wall when we started, we figured out a better way halfway through this wall. And then we did that wall the better way, and then brought these across the better way. And then when I came over here, I just nailed this side in. I made that side line up with those other ones, and that wasn't quite right. And I didn't notice I did it until I walked out here to take the video, and then it went across nice and straight, ski slope. But now it's nice and straight, but that corner don't line up because we changed the way we were doing it in the middle of the stream. Now that I'm going to blame on Randy.
You changed my mind.
I've never been able to do that. Back to work. You notice we finally got a tool hanging up in the shed. It's the first one. It's there so that when I have a little bit of free time, I can come out here and try to rake some of that over there and just into this over here where we took some dirt out, and kind of rake and smooth this out in here. As you can see, I took several piles of dirt out and I put them up there where I need to, because I want to level this off, put some rocks across here and finish the rock wall there, and then level this area out. So in the meantime, I need the dirt over there. And part of what really messed us up was that we were trying to put this wall in. If you've ever done something like this, you can see that dirt pile is really close to that wall. Don't pay any attention to that one board being a little thicker than the others. That's Randy's fault too. At least that's what we'll say. Now, I'll show you more when we get more. Well, we got this much done on this end, plus all the rest of the purlings up. And we spent half of the day down there on the sawmill cutting boards. We were hoping to get all these boards put up today, but Randy had a prior commitment to a family member, so he had to duck out early. But even with that, we got most of them up. We got the face board on this side up. It's a beautiful piece of wood. Too bad it's going to turn brown. It's already kind of brown. We got the last two pieces on the back there. We need to put a thin piece up to finish it, like 3 or 4 inches wide. It's coming along. Roof is done. One wall's done. One wall's half done. Got all the purlings up. Got those purlings over there straightened. Like I said before, the side-by-side died. We need to do some work on it, so Randy brought the little boy over here again. You might remember him from videos of about 1.5 years ago. We had this guy over here, but he's been hanging out at Randy's house for a while, but here we are again. Randy's only got a couple of acres. It's not so hard to walk around on them. Here, you really need something to get around on, unless you're young and thin and like to hike, which I'm none of those things. So anyway, we already got another log up on the sawmill down there, ready to go. I got to work the next couple of days, but in the meantime, this is really coming along good. I just thought I would give y'all a nice little update. Now I just got to stack these up neatly and put the tools away. I thought about doing it myself. Problem is, you got to put the top tight and then screw it first and then go down to the bottom. That's where the pry bar is there, because a lot of times they're warped a little bit. You got to bend them over to tighten the gap at the bottom and then screw the bottom. But you pretty much need a second person to hold them bottom pieces flush while you are up there screwing the top pieces together. I'm sure there's a way I could do it by myself if I absolutely had to, but I will just wait until the next time Randy feels like coming over. In the meantime, like I said, things are coming along pretty good. I don't know how well you can see it back there, but I got a bunch of the other wood up off the ground and piled neatly. It won't be long before bush hog season, as you can tell by the weeds growing over here. I have fields of these, and I was going to start bush hogging this week, but they say turkeys like to nest out in the middle of these fields of tall weeds, keep the critters like coyotes and bobcats away, because coyotes and bobcats, they like clear open trails. They don't like to tromp through tall weeds all day. So the turkeys go out in the middle of the tall weeds, and that's where they nest. And if I wait too long, you get to the middle of July, and then you got deer nesting in the middle. And number 3, there's weeds that overtake the field and kill off the grass if you don't get it cut soon enough. So I'm going to wait 2 or 3 weeks, give the turkeys a chance, and I'm going to get at it. Try to get it all knocked down the first time, and I'll probably knock it down a second time towards the end of August. Maybe we can cut back on the amount of weeds and trees and get more grass growing out here. One of these days I'd like to have it fenced in, maybe get a couple head of cattle in here. But that's probably a pipe dream, because getting it fenced in is a lot of work and a lot of money. If you've priced fence, you know what I mean. I've got about 12 acres, and they're not all continuous in one big square. They kind of go around this way and around and twist around this way and that way. And so it'd be like fencing 15 or 18 acres, and I only got 12. And then half of the acreage I've got really isn't all that great for pasture ground. It's mostly weeds and very sandy soil where everything dies in the summer. But I think if I could get a few head of cattle out there for a while, it would improve the soil immensely. That's what I'd like to do. If I could just get it all fenced in, maybe I could rent the land out to a farmer, and he could drop bales of hay and keep his cattle out here for a few seasons, and, get 30, 40 head of cattle out here eating hay and pooping and peeing everywhere. I'd have some really good, fine pasture land. But that's one of those pipe dreams again. On the other side, I did work on the pig pen the other day, and I don't know if we're going to get pigs this year or not. We might not. If we do, it won't be until like mid-June, so that they'll be ready when the weather's cold enough. Anyway, if you haven't already, please give me a thumbs up for this video, and we'll see you on the next one. And a little bit more, and a little more, and we're almost to the corner. We don't have a board quite wide enough. We need 7 inches, and the widest one we have left is 6. So we're going to call it Beer 30.